Welcome back to Obscurus Gaming, everyone, and today I am testing what I'm calling the weirdest GameCube accessory ever made, and that is the officially called the Hip Gear ScreenPad, which is a GameCube controller with a built-in 2.6-inch TFT screen. We're gonna demo this, play it, and see how it works. The thing is kind of wild to look at. We'll get a zoomed in look. I'll kind of test all the controls, the screen itself, and we'll see how it plays. What is wild is that this has a splitter cord that comes out the back to three different parts. There's a cord that goes into the GameCube controller spot. There's a cord that goes around back that the AV cord plugs into, and then you can continue the cord to the television, and then there is an AC adapter power cord. Kind of a wild setup. So let's see how the Hip Gear ScreenPad plays. As you can see, the thing is kind of wild looking. The screen itself almost doubles the width of the GameCube controller, and it folds down. So you can see the profile here a little bit. And again, it's pretty much what you would think. It's a screen, giant screen attached to a GameCube controller, and that's what it looks like. Now, when we open the screen up here, you'll see a few options here on the bottom. Let me zoom in a little bit there. If the camera focuses, there it goes. There's 4 different options. There's a volume button, a color button, a brightness button, and a contrast button. And these all spin, so it's kind of a slider mechanism. Now, when you're actually holding the controller, obviously you want to lock this into place, because it is, if I let this go, it would fall back and it becomes very top heavy. But let's go ahead and lock it into a comfortable position here so you can see it by pressing that button on the side. And then let's go ahead and let the camera focus there. Let me move it up a little bit more. And let's turn this on, controller on for the first time. And let's see, we have Super Monkey Ball 2 playing there. And let's go ahead and play with the footage. Now the camera footage itself, it looks a little better than what it is recording here, I think, with your own eyes. But you can see several of the options here. We can play with the color. If we put it all the way on the bottom, we get a completely black and white screen. Don't know if you can see that there. But obviously that's kind of silly, so let's go ahead and put the color back up to a normal level. Brightness, you can turn it all the way down till it's completely dark or way too bright. But let's go ahead and put it back to a more neutral setting there. Contrast makes a slight change in color. This might be useful in low light or higher light conditions, depending if you were playing this at night or not. And then volume, of course. This thing does get very loud. I'm going to turn it up all the way just for a second. And you can see the sound is very loud and not all that bad. There is let's turn that back down. There is a headphone jack as well you can use that I've not tested, but it's nice to see that is an option there as well. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and just record some footage. The audio will be coming from the GameCube itself, and the video footage hopefully will come through pretty clear here, so you can get a decent idea of what the screen actually looks like. Again, it does look better to the naked eye than what my camera is recording. The camera's picking up some, I don't know, just some interference there for whatever reason, but it does look very good. Let's go ahead and see it in action here.
Challenge mode. Beginner. Ready?
Alright guys, so let's go ahead and try to record a little footage using the audio from the ScreenPad itself here. Alright, we'll do one more level just to test it out here. I think the biggest and probably fair question anyone might have, including myself, when you first take a look at this device is why? Why was this made in the first place? So I think it's helpful to take a look at some of the advertisements for it from back in the early 2000s when it was created, and you can kind of see what they were going for. Obviously, it does act as a separate screen for when someone is hogging the television at the time. Remember, this is before cell phones and before it was easy to have 3, 4, 5 screens anywhere you want. Kind of with the inspiration, the same inspiration they might have had for the Wii U on a much smaller scale. These things went for about $100 back in the day, and then I think reading some reviews online that $99 suggested price did come down over time. But you can see in this press release as well kind of what they were going for. Again, it's a separate screen, it's an accessory to play. You can actually combine 4 of these so everyone can have one, which would be kind of hideous and kind of wild. But you can see what they were going for, and it is kind of an interesting device. Alright guys, and there you have it, a look at what I'm calling the weirdest GameCube accessory ever made. Again, it's officially called the Interactive Hip Gear ScreenPad. And we'll just talk a little bit more about it just to make sure I touched on everything. We'll just kind of go right down the line here. The sound quality is actually really good. Very loud, almost too loud, but this is a game if you're playing this next to like your bedside or something, you'd probably be playing this with headphones back in the day to not bother other people that might be watching or hogging the real TV. The different settings, the color settings, the brightness settings, the actual quality of the screen is very good. The only negative, and which is the most obvious negative, it is simply just too small of a screen to play certain game types. And it just doesn't serve much of a purpose when the screen is that small. But some games, like the example here with Super Monkey Ball, and maybe some others that I'm not thinking of, you could probably play on this device comfortably. Alright guys, thanks for watching this random video I wanted to do of the weirdest GameCube accessory, in my opinion, that was ever made. Again, if you have any questions about it whatsoever, definitely let me know. Unfortunately, mine isn't recognizable by my GameCube, so the footage you saw earlier was me actually plugging this into the port number 2 and then playing a single player game just so you can kind of see it in action. Other than that, it does work great. It does feel good. If you happen to have this in your collection, or you're some sort of a game collector of retro games, this would be an interesting thing to have. But other than that, thanks for watching everyone. Subscribe to see more videos like this one, and I'll catch you guys next time.